Good morning, I am John Sanders Barce, and this is my programming project number 1. And the topic I've chosen is Disabled Person. The title is Guide for Disabilities. The objective is to create a program that will allow people to be informed about the different disabilities by providing a brief description, causes, and treatments for each disability. Program description. The program gives the user brief information about a disability based on what the user inputs by typing in a type of disability, whether a vision impairment, deafness, mental health conditions, or physical disability. Then the user proceeds to input what kind of the type of disability the user have or wanted to know about. Then the program proceeds to give a brief information with the causes and treatments for the disability. This is the source code. And this is a sample output. And this is the program. In this program, I use scanner. So whatever the user enters, the the program will read it and store it in a variable because this program is dependent on what the user inputs. And I also use the switch statement because it is much easier compared to if-else statement. As if-else statement could be more longer, and it depends whether the input of the user is true or false, just like boolean. And unlike in switch statement, uh, where it executes part of codes instantly, but it whatever the program inputs, it is dependent on the user's input, whatever the program prints pala. And the user's input is limited only to what is written in the case statement. So if we run this program, it will automatically print this. This program tells the user a brief information about some disabilities and a reminder to use a underscore for spaces. And the program asks the user what type of disability does the person have, or what type of disability does the person wanted to know. So if we input, for example, is vision impairment, use underscore for space and press enter, it will then be stored in the disability type variable, and then the user will choose on the different cases, which is the case number 1, vision impairment, case number 2, the deaf, case number 3, mental health conditions, case number 4, intellectual disability, and case number 5, the physical disability. So for example, we chose vision impairment, the program will then proceed to the case vision impairment. And in each case, I you also use another switch statement because for the different kinds of the type of the disability. So for example, in vision impairment, there are different types of vision impairment. For example, is age-related macular degeneration, glaucoma, cataract, and diabetic retinopathy. And it has a different uh, functions. So if we enter age-related macular degeneration, again, use underscore for spaces. So if we enter age-related macular degeneration, it will only print out this one. It will print the short description of the disability, the cause of the disability, and a treatment if there is a treatment for that disability. It only prints out the specific type of disability because I use break, so it will not continuously print out any unwanted information. So another example, if we remove break in the glaucoma, choose vision impairment. Let's say that the user wanted to know about the glaucoma, only the glaucoma. Then the user, then the then the program will also print out the cataract, the information about the cataract, because there is no break in in the case of glaucoma. So if we put the case there and try it again, then it will only print out the information about the glaucoma. A short description, the causes, and the treatments. And it is all the same for all the types of disabilities and the kinds of the types of disabilities. The vision impairment, the deaf, mental health condition, and etc. And each case has its own variable, so we can easily differentiate what the program will print, or where the program will go to, because in switch statement, as I said earlier, it instantly executes parts of the codes. And also, there is a default statement in each end of each switch statement inside the main switch statement. So here in vision impairment type or vision impairment, there is a default. So when the user has a enters a wrong command, so for example, the user forgot to use underscore as a space, just like this, then the program will print out the default statement, which is the error. Check your spelling. Use underscore as a space, and I use it to serve as a reminder for the user. And also for the main switch statement, because this is a nested switch statement, meaning there is a switch statement inside a switch. So in the switch statement, the main switch statement, if we go at the bottom, there is its own break and default, because this serves as the error when for the first input of the user. So if the user, for example, is the user misspelled the word deaf, then the error will come out. Because if we remove this and the user inputted a wrong command, then it will print out nothing. So there is a break and default statement. And again, the break is for the program to know when it will stop printing. So if we, for example here, if we remove again the breaks in here, then the user chose physical disability. Let's try it. Physical disability. And the user only wanted to know about arthritis. And because there is no break in each cases, the program will continuously print any unwanted information. It will also print out the information about cerebral palsy and the spinal cord injuries. So break is important. So so the user will not be given any unwanted information. And that is all. Thank you.